It's time for another game room tour of questionable qualities. Hello everybody, this is Mark. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Hold on, let me just fix the lighting in here. And actually screw it. We're gonna do it like this. I don't care, I'll fix it in post, maybe. Anyway, if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while now, you might have noticed that for the past 2 years I've been doing game room tour videos. Once a year. And we're getting around that time where I should probably make another one. So this is my third annual game room tour video. It's the same room that I've made my previous videos about, but as you can see just from looking around, there are some significant changes. Very, very, very significant changes. Let me fix this. There. Now that's the biggest change of all. So, once again, we're going to take a tour of the room, see what's changed, see what hasn't changed. There's quite a lot of things to talk about in terms of changes and small little additions, but we're going to try this out. I'm not fully into this, and I'm not fully pampered, I guess, for this, but we're going to try this. We're going to try this out, see if it works. And what I'm going to do differently this year from what I've done the previous years is I'm not going to go through every single piece of my collections, or I'm not going to go through all my PS3 games. I'm not going to go through all my Blu-rays or my DVDs. I'm just going to label them out. Well, label them out as in like what kind of collections are on the shelves. Excuse me. This is unedited, so what you see is what you get. So, hopefully that'll make things go by a little quicker, and hopefully I won't bore you too much with what I have to talk about. So, starting from the beginning, let's go over here. This particular part of the room hasn't really changed much. I still have this Super Paper Mario Burger King thing on the wall, and this little trick-or-treat basket hanging there, and I've still got these posters up here. With some other posters added, but this shelf is the first part of the room to receive the most changes, because almost all the games that are on this shelf were previously on that shelf, but now we move them over here. So to start from the top, here's the Nintendo Switch, and right next to it is the Wii U gamepad standing on the charging cradle. Oh, and there's me. Hello! You're doing a terrible job! Thank you, me. Anyway, on this shelf I've got my Blu-rays and some Yokai Watch cake toppers. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, another thing you might notice compared to the other game room tour videos is that there are less games and movies than I had in my other videos. And that's because, for those who don't know, this room, I shared this room with my brother Mike, and just last month, which was September, he went off to college. Well, it's a community college, so he still comes back every so often, but he took a lot of his stuff with him, including his movies, his games, and even the PS3. I gave him the PS3 because of what you're going to see later on. So there's less games and movies and less collectibles than there were in the other videos. So, yeah, and that's because he took all of his stuff with him, almost all of his stuff. Like, he didn't take any of the Yokai Watch stuff. So that's why, for example, the cake toppers are still here, because he didn't bother taking those. Alright, moving on. On this shelf here, got my PS1 games, NES games, and some PS2 games in jewel cases. So, because these were like from GameStop and they didn't come with their actual boxes. Then on this shelf here, I got PS2 games. Some of them were Mike's, but he didn't take them because he doesn't have any way of playing like component consoles or AV consoles on his setup. So there you go. On this shelf, there's Super Nintendo games, some CDs, and then on this shelf, I got PS3 games and one PS4 game, which is of course the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, which I still haven't made a review on. I'm surprised I haven't gotten to that at this point. You know, question. Even if it's too late to do that now with the hype being down and everything. Would you guys still be up for seeing me review Insane Trilogy? Let me know. So I'll put it into consideration. Then we got the bottom two shelves here, which is mostly just random crap. Oh, and there's the Game Boy Advance and the Roxio, which is how I've been recording some footage now. And then we got some boxes for different controllers there, like the GameCube controller, Smash Bros. Edition, and the Wii U Pro controller. And then boxes for games that we either lost the discs for or are damaged to the point where we can't play them anymore. And then some random collectibles there, like the Fennekin plush, which is Mike's. And, yeah, not really much else to talk about there. So then we get to the TV. The TV setup. It's about the same as before, but a lot of stuff has been moved around, and some stuff has been added. Of course, the Switch is one of them. But right here, I finally got a PS4. I saved a whole bunch of money to buy my own PS4. This was used off Amazon. It was the only way I could afford to get a console and the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. That was to buy a PS4 used, and that's what I did. Anyway, there's the cable box, in case I ever feel like watching TV. There's the Wii U. And then here's some stuff, some consoles that aren't connected to the TV, well, except the GameCube. The GameCube's connected. And there's the PS1 and the PS2 with the wireless GameCube controller. There's my original NES, well, NES shell, because the hardware itself is long gone. Then there's the Nintendo 64, the Wii, remotes for the cable box and the TV. And, oh, and you can't really see it because it's black on black, but there's the sensor bar right there. Alright, now we get to the first big change made to the room, which is this corner of the room. If you remember, this is where my desk used to be. My desk used to be right over here, but now it's over here. And I think this was a really nice change because it just opens up a lot more open space. Not just for this corner, but for this corner as well. And everything just looks a lot nicer this way. So this shelf here, let's see, over here I got DS games and 3DS games. And on the second shelf, GameCube games, Wii games. Then the Wii games continue down here, ending with the Wii U games. And then on the bottom, there's my Super Nintendo. And this is the box that my PS4 came in. But now I'm using the box to hold all my Sonic the Hedgehog figures. Because since I'm not a Sonic fan, and since I don't really collect the Sonic the Hedgehog figures anymore, I didn't really bother putting them up on display anywhere on these shelves. So now it's just kind of, now they're just kind of sitting there, doing nothing, gathering dust. Now some new additions. Well, the Super Mario Brothers calendar is still there. But I got this awesome Super Mario World poster at Nintendo New York. So that's really awesome. And then this shelf is pretty much the same as it was before. Got the radio on top, which doesn't work. And I got my 12th Doctor Sonic screwdriver. Wait. There we go. That's the best one. Of course, there's the lamp to bring some light into the room. And on this shelf, I've got some soundtrack CDs, including some game soundtracks. A little bit of this is for Charlie Brown Christmas. These are some Green Day albums, and here's the Hamilton cast album because I just love this show. And then some PC games like the Blue's Clues ones, some others. And here's my old 3DS, my 3DS XL. And some random collectibles in here like the Sonic statue and the Ghostbusters logo. And then the Doctor Who collection starts here, because I'm still pretty big into Doctor Who. This shelf has TARDISes, including some doctors, the 7th and 11th. Actually, this is the 12th Doctor's TARDIS, but I just put 11 there, because they kind of shared the same console room, so there we go. And in this jar, I keep my Sonic screwdrivers, with a little 11 there. And some more Doctor Who action figures here, including the other Doctors, K9, some Daleks, and a Cyberman. Then this shelf, some more random collectibles. They're my amiibo, a little Sonic figure, And some Back to the Future stuff, because, you know, Back to the Future is like the best movie ever. There's the DeLorean, a Hot Wheels DeLorean, and some Marty McFly pops. Like the original Marty and the 2015 Marty, where he's on the hoverboard with the self-drying jacket. This shelf, Coke bottles, because I love collecting Coca-Cola stuff. And over there is the only physical Switch game I have before I get Super Mario Odyssey in 2 weeks. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Still, probably one of the best games I ever played. And then finally on the bottom shelf, there's a Wii Remote charger, a Bowser Jr. plush, a Marty McFly, a really weird looking Marty McFly statue, I must add. The easy button, which doesn't work. That's a New York Yankees ice cream bowl. So it's shaped like a New York Yankees hat, but you flip it around and you can use it as an ice cream bowl. And my dad got one of these for me when he went to a Yankees game, which is pretty cool. And then back here, Guitar Hero controllers maybe, and a keytar. My keytar doesn't work though, and I haven't used it in a long time. This shelf is pretty much the same too, only I moved it from over there to over here. On the top, what you can see, there's the Luigi's Mansion 2 poster behind there, Lego Dimensions, Ed's World, and since I moved the desk, I was able to uncover all this wall space. So over here, I got a Sonic Generations poster, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time 3D, and here, this is an autographed picture of Charles Martinet that I got from an event where I got to meet him in person, and I gave him a drawing. And I should probably make a video about that story. It's a really fun story. But yeah, I finally got to meet Charles Martinet, and it was exciting. So on the shelf, there's this TV that doesn't work. I think that's Komo-san from Yokai Watch, or Komo-san, I forget. I don't know what the name is. These are some of my sketchbooks, because I have a lot of sketchbooks. And some more collectibles here, like little Mario. Woohoo! Oh, mamma mia, get me down from here. No, you stay there. I'm crazy. This is one of Mike's Rubik's Cubes, and some more Back to the Future pops, including the Doc and Marty in the DeLorean. It's awesome. And then, on this shelf, got some comic books, issues of Game Informer, Ripley's Believe It or Not, and some strategy guides, and the art and making of Peanuts animation. It's a book about the process when it comes to making the Charlie Brown, Snoopy television specials. It's a really interesting book, and I recommend you check it out. On this shelf, got some more books, some manga, like Shonen Jump and Yokai Watch. The Ocarina of Time manga's in there, too. This is one of my old sketchbooks. And here's the Super Mario Adventures graphic novel, which I think I said last year that I was going to make a review of it, but I never got around to it. Again, like with Crash Bandicoot and Insane Trilogy, let me know if you want to see me actually talk about this book, because I think it'd be a lot of fun to talk about. And I think it's worth talking about, but now it's stuck in there. Well, you know what? There. Non-edited, folks. And there's the box for my 7th Dr. TARDIS. And then down here, just a bunch of boxes in general. Like, there's the box for the Switch, box for the Switch Pro controller, everything else, the pops. And then in this cabinet, I keep controllers. So, gotta be careful not to knock all this stuff over. So open this other door. These are where I keep all the controllers. Like over here you can see there's the Switch Pro controller, and this is the PlayStation Dual Analog. It's not a Dual Shock. It's not the first Dual Shock. It's a Dual Analog. So it doesn't have the vibration feedback, but it has the concave joysticks and the longer grips. This is actually one of my favorite PlayStation controllers, and not many people really know about this controller. And when I tried to find one, like on eBay or Amazon, there were very few listings, but whenever I could find a listing, they were like $30 or highest $50, and I managed to find this at Too Many Games for $5, because it was in like a $5 controller bin. So that was quite a steal. Thank you, Game Dave, for bringing more attention to it. So yeah, there's not more controllers there, and more down here. Not Not really much new except for the Switch Pro controller, which is now becoming one of my favorite controllers of all time, just because it feels really good, man. Except for the D-pad. The D-pad is just okay. Not the best, not the worst, just meh. Alright, moving on. Another new addition to the room is this keyboard. There's my old keyboard over here. This is the one that I used to use for like when I would do music and stuff. But when I was at a rummage sale recently, I found this, which is a much nicer keyboard. You can get a lot more sounds from it. Like, I play a lot better with my right hand. I'm using my right hand to hold the camera right now, so like I can't really noodle as well with my left hand. Yeah. But yeah, it's got a lot of great sounds on it, including 324. You get the NES sound. Yeah. I would play a lot better if I wasn't using my right hand. Anyway, on the music stand here, I got this Super Mario piano book. Not that I need it, because I play by ear, and I pretty much know all the music already. And I have an issue of the Adventures of the Super Mario Brothers comic book series published by Valiant. And don't ask why I have this one in particular, because the eBay listing just listed a random issue of the comic, and that happened to be the one I got. So, keep your comments to yourselves. Down here, there's an arts bin, like a bunch of art supplies for drawing, because I draw a lot too. And some more of my sketchbooks. Underneath that is the sustain pedal for the keyboard, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work on this particular model. Probably because it's not a Yamaha brand, it's a Roland brand. So, Yamaha keyboards seem to be very, very picky with what you are allowed to use for it. But the MIDI cable works fine. And there's a little Hess truck down there. Moving on to another big change. The desk. The desk is now in this corner of the room instead of that one. Actually, I think this looks pretty nice over here. Especially with the director's chair. I used to have a computer chair, but then that broke, so I used a dining room chair, and that wasn't uncomfortable. Then I decided to use this, and it makes sense for the kind of work that I do, so I just kept it like this. Here's my microphone. If you want to know what type it is, good for you. Oh, and this is my movie ticket stub for when I went to see Inside Out with a friend from my freshman year of high school. That was the first time we were seeing each other in 3 years, so we decided to do something special to go see the movie. There's my picture of Powell. I hate this part. Very influential. And there's my computer with the dual monitor setup. I got a Super Mario Odyssey October calendar backdrop because, you know, Odyssey is going to be like the best game ever. And then I have a fan. I have a fan right here because it gets hot in this room. I had to turn it off for this video. But that was a big mistake, because now it's getting really, really hot in here. The things I do for you people. There's the Ed's Fan Movie archive. This is the hard drive that has all my Ed's Fan Movie stuff on it. And my speakers, pretty standard Logitech speakers. Back there, I got a new... You can't really see because of the lighting, but there's a new Super Mario Brothers Wii collector's puzzle back there. And on the wall, I've still got a lot of posters. Over here, actually, there's a poster for Hammer and Fail, one of the best Ezworld episodes ever. Then there's my my freshman year digital arts project. It's supposed to be like a self-portrait or something. Here's the map to Los Santos from Grand Theft Auto 5. Here's a drawing of me that my friend Wen made for me. Here's a poster for Kung Fu Panda 3. There's a Sonic Colors poster back here. And this is an Eddsworld Legacy poster that was sent to me either by Eddie or by somebody from Tom's company. This was basically sent to me as like a thank you for contributing to the Eddsworld Legacy season. Because if you remember, Billy and I, from the Eddsworld Fan Movie, he and I worked on the flashback sequence from the end part 1 and the post-credit sequence from the end part 2. So he and I both got these posters. And yeah, they just sent these to us as a way of saying thank you. But they sent them to other people who worked on Legacy as well, so... Yeah, there you go. It's really nice, and I like to keep it up here, especially next to my computer. just like as a reminder of how far I've come. Because, you know, I've never succeeded in anything in life. Anything, moving on to something less depressing. Here's a big Doctor Who poster up here, which is going to be pretty outdated now that Jodie Whittaker is going to become the Doctor pretty soon. There's a Grand Theft Auto 3 poster behind this big, weird-looking Mario plushie, and a lint roller, because I have a lot of cat hair on my clothes. There's a Super Mario 3D Land poster up there, some Mario Kart 8 toys of Mario and Luigi, which I kept in the box because I have enough Mario and Luigi's already. And there's a picture of New York City with the Twin Towers, because it just looked really nice. There's a picture of a mushroom that Mike made. Here's the poster for Zelda Symphony of the Goddesses. And moving back down here actually, that huge Nintendo bag is actually full of comic books, or duplicate comic books, that I was thinking about selling, either on eBay or whatever. I'm just keeping them around for now. I don't know what to do with them, but I'll figure something out. There's the case for my laptop. There's a box of honeycomb, but, oh, excuse me. A box of honeycomb, but promoted with Super Mario Odyssey, because apparently they're doing like a big contest. I ripped the back a little bit, because there's like a code inside, where you could win a prize pack. I entered, but I'm probably not going to win, so boo. By the way, if you notice the floor is a little messy at all, I would have vacuumed in here before I shot this video, but the vacuum cleaner doesn't work, so again, what you see is what you get. On the shelf, pretty much the same. There are some amiibo up here on this little stand. The Tetris lights, some random collectibles up here, like Pac-Man collectibles, the Atari controllers, our original DS, 3DS, and DSi models, the Fox McCloud and Link figures, my 30th anniversary Super Mario Brothers amiibo, and then this portion is mostly just from my Lego collection. Like, here's the Lego Yellow Submarine, some Lego movie sets, and some Lego Dimensions stuff, including the Doctor, Marty McFly, and the basic pack. And yeah, it's really nice. Oh, and we can't forget everyone's favorite Indiana Jones and the King of the Crystal Skull character, Rockington. Still keep Rockington around, hidden behind the lint roller. I don't know why I didn't notice him before, but hello! Alright, moving on down. Let's slide this over. And in this shelf, got some high school yearbooks, high school yearbooks. Boxes for my original 3DS and Mike's original 3DS. There's this Too Many Games pamphlet here, signed by a whole bunch of YouTubers, including Someone Call Me Johnny, I think Ant Dude signed it, Gerard the Completionist, Vinny from Vinesauce, James Rolfe, the Angry Video Game Nerd. On top of that is some Mario collectibles, like the box for Super Mario Maker, the Mario Maker Idea Book, the Mario Maker Rubik's Cube. And then this shelf here, messy assorted collectibles here, including kazoos, some Sonic figures. And this is where I keep all my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, because I'm still really big into Yu-Gi-Oh. I've got some Yu-Gi-Oh manga here, a deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, a little mini poster. Oh dear, it fell. A little mini poster for Yu-Gi-Oh! The Dark Side of Dimensions, which I went to go see in theaters. Here's my ticket stub for Dark Side of Dimensions. And in this big shoebox, I keep all my Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, including like structure decks and stuff. Really nice. And then in this shelf is where I keep my Wallace and Gromit stuff, because I'm a huge Wallace and Gromit fan. So you have the original short films, the PC games, and some books, including storyboard books behind here. And this obscure PC game from 1996, I believe? Yeah. And then here's some more Doctor Who stuff, including the Lego Doctor Who set, Dalek Yahtzee, some Doctor Who Pops, another Dalek, and just other various collectibles. Then down here is where I keep all my random stuff, including this Eddsworld Toaster Brains book. I like to look at that for inspiration when I'm working on the fan movie. Here's the Pop TARDIS, and here's just an empty can of Coke Zero, or Coke Zero Sugar, as I guess it's called now. I don't know. And then some more boxes for other collectibles. Here's my 3DS. It's charging right now because it's dead. And here's my deck. Well, actually, I use Yugi's deck, but Oh, hey, look, it's Pot of Greed. Gee, I wonder what that card does. Anyway. So this is the desk. Not many big changes except for just the placement of it. Because again, it was in this corner, but now it's over here. But it works a lot nicer over there because it just opens up a lot more walking space. And it's easier to get to the controllers in that cabinet. So, and it's a very comfortable place. I can just walk in and just easily get to my desk without, without having to walk past all this other stuff. Well, all that was. So, there's my desk, and moving on, here's the couch. The couch has seen better days. Like, if you look all the way over here, that's the inside of the couch. You can see the metal springs right here. It's falling apart pretty badly, so I just threw some throw pillows on it to make it look a little nicer. Yeah, pretty nice. There's my laptop. I got a new laptop. It's a black HP laptop that runs Windows 10. Yay. There's the controller for the PS4, which is probably, like the Switch Pro controller, this is one of the best controllers I've ever held. It feels really good, man, and it's got that light glow and just made everything go dark around it. So I'm going to pull it away and put it back. Yeah, I was using the PS4 to watch YouTube videos. There you go. Also, I got these at the same rummage sale that I got the keyboard, the throw pillows, I mean, because they're really soft and they're orange. You can't really tell in the lighting, but they're orange. And, orange is like the best color. There's another lamp. And this is the messy corner of the room. I got end tables over here. Well, just one. The other one's probably in the closet. And there's electronics bin. Well, it's a trash can, but I put electronics in it, like cables and other stuff. Here's the trash can. The trash can. Because we get a lot of garbage in this room. Well, I do now, since it's mostly my room now, since Mike's not here. There's not much in it now, just like Pop-Tart wrappings and stuff. And there's my tripod, which I use to put this little camera on when I'm filming stuff for my channel. And finally, this is the only portion of the room that hasn't really changed at all. The Mario collection here is the same, the plushies, the figures, the other collectibles. Wait, have I gotten new things? No, I haven't gotten anything since then. And then this shelf has changed a little bit. All the stuff that used to be on top of that shelf is now over here. It's a bit messier now, and I probably should have tidied it up before, but who cares? So yeah, everything is about the same here. Like, there's the Japanese version of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Here's this is a gift that my aunt got me for my birthday. It's the Ultimate Frank Sinatra collection. It's a collection of Frank Sinatra's 100 best songs on like 4 discs. And it's amazing. His music is incredible, and I love this. Oh, and also here's a little Game Dave pin that I got from Game Dave himself at Too Many Games. He's a really funny guy, and I'll probably put a link to his channel in the description. Maybe. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll give Dave a little love. And this, I don't know if this shelf has changed at all. Again, it's messy like the top shelf, but this is mostly collectibles like the Super Mario World instruction manual framed. Actually, all this stuff used to be on top of here, but now it's here. There's the box for Nintendo Land that comes with the Luigi remote. There's a weird bundle. I'm gonna say, I don't know how that makes sense. Finally, on the bottom here, we're gonna wrap this up pretty shortly. These are all the DVDs. These are mostly my DVDs. Because, yeah, I still watch DVD. I haven't fully upgraded to Blu-ray just yet. At the end, I got the box for Mario Party 10, the bundle that came with the Mario Amiibo. And then, I got some books here, because sometimes I read. Like, here's So Anyway, by John Cleese. And it's an autographed copy. I didn't actually meet John Cleese in person to get this autographed. This was a Christmas gift from my aunt. So, there's that. Also, I got Console Wars. This is a book that I got in Michigan one year when I went to visit my girlfriend. And I hear they're making a movie out of this, and I'm really curious to see it, because the book is really good. Then over here, jackets hanging on this rack, including this one that's part of my review costume. It used to be my pea coat, but it's been getting pretty hot in here lately, and wearing this jacket for a long period of time, it makes you a little hot. This one's much lighter and it looks a bit nicer, so I've switched to this one. And then finally, there's a box for Mike's record player and just an amplifier. And that's about it for this game room tour. Of course, the biggest changes have been the addition of the Switch, the PS4, and the position of all these shelves, and the position of the desk, plus the addition of the keyboard. But aside from that, it's still pretty much the same place. I'd like to make some more changes to the room at some point in the future. This poster looks like it's falling off. There we go. So I'd like to make some more changes to this room at some point in the future, like maybe add some maybe add some wall shelves to put more collectibles on, or maybe get a smaller desk and put a bigger shelf over here. But that's in the future. Personally, I think this is probably the best layout that the room has ever had. Like, it's very comfortable. There's a lot of walking space, and it doesn't feel cramped. It feels very comfortable and very homely, I suppose. I'm gonna sit down. There we go. So that's the 2017 game room tour update, I suppose. You're probably not gonna see me again until Christmas, when I review Super Mario Odyssey, because that is definitely still happening. Everyone who's been asking me about it, are you going to review Super Mario Odyssey? Of course I am. There was no way I was not going to review it. So, I'm definitely reviewing that at Christmas. But if you want to see me do a video on the Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy or the Super Mario Adventures graphic novel, please let me know, because I don't want to leave you guys hanging while I'm working on the Eddsworld fan movie and all that. Speaking of which, I am doing a new series on that channel called Eddsworld Recap. In that series, I talk about almost every single Eddsworld episode, and I put out a new video every single day until October 28th, because that'll be the last day that a video comes out for that series. Also on the Eddsworld Fan Movie channel, I do a series called the Pretty Swell Podcast. That's once every week, where well, this week I wasn't in it because I was busy, but generally, every single Friday, I do a podcast with someone from the movie or with a friend, and we just talk about whatever's on our mind. So if you want to see more of me, then you can go over to the Eddsworld Fan Movie channel for Eddsworld Recap and the Pretty Swell Podcast. And if you want to hear my clearly beautiful voice for more, so you can do that. With that said, that's about it for the end of this video. I should probably finish this now. You can go ahead, again, check me out on the Eddsworld Fan Movie, but also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you at Christmas for Super Mario Odyssey, maybe sooner, if you really want me to come back and do Crasher, the graphic novel. I'm repeating myself at this point, but you're probably used to that right now. So, with that said, this is Mark, aka Marc Lovallo, bidding you all a smashing farewell. Bye-bye-bye-bye-bye-bye-bye.